During the era of muscle cars, souped-up engines, and great American road trips, Die Hard was born. And for 50 high-performance years, they haven't stopped charging ahead. Die Hard is honoring the spirit of those who have a passion for the road and what they drive by partnering with Sears Auto Center to give you exciting offers to help you get to your next adventure. Right now, buy 3 Die Hard tires and get one free with installation at a Sears Auto Center near you. Visit SearsAuto.com to find a location. 50 powerful years. Forever Die Hard.
Stop jumping on me. Why are you doing that?
Having a bad dog day?
Rex, come back here.
From police dogs to pet dogs, from potty training to pet peeves, #1 best-selling author and 30-year canine trainer Andy Falco knows how to get to the meat of what's eating your dog. This is Falco Canine Dog Talk, the show that helps you and your dog create a relationship of love and respect.
What a good boy. Good heel, Rex. I love you, Rex.
And now here's your host, Andy Falco.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Falco Canine Academy's Train the Dog Trainer program and Falco Canine's Dog Talk. All right. Well, I should have said this in the last broadcast episode number 11, when we were talking about your company name, branding, and logo, is that we're entering into that place where some dog trainers can struggle. And actually, as a matter of fact, any business owner or somebody who has this love or this this niche that they have in relationship to the product or service they're selling. So in relationship to dogs, you may know tons about dogs and even human beings and their relationship with dogs. You may know a ton about grooming or, let's say, veterinarian aspects. Veterinarian medicine. If you're a chiropractor, you know about chiropractic. But the thing that many business owners and entrepreneurs struggle in is the stuff that has to do with everything but that, right? So it's the tech, it's how to market the social media, how to market, period. Even the accounting, the legal aspects, if you've come to realize that writing a book is important, the editing of the book, the publishing of the book, and all that kind of stuff, it's just like I don't want to know all that stuff. I don't even want to do all that stuff, and what a pain in the butt that I even have to do this part. I just want to train dogs, and I want to change the lives and the relationships between humans and their dogs, or I want to train a dog to do something significant, like search for explosives and save lives, or search and rescue for the purposes of saving man, or making man's life better, or making simply dogs' lives better. And the other stuff, the tech stuff, is just not part of what you do. And I understand. And so the thing that was fortunate for me is that I've always been a techie kind of person. I always liked the technical side of things, and I always had the new gadgets. As a detective at Anaheim Police Department, they called me Inspector Gadget because I had all the newest stuff and knew how to do the things that the direction that law enforcement was going, and that was in the direction of computers and technology. And I loved it. In addition to, I loved training dogs and human beings. So the good thing for me is I did love doing both, and still do. I still have the new, well, not now. I did up until the newest iPhone came out, had the newest iPhone, but now I don't, because I haven't bought the newest iPhone. I tend to wait and give the new phones time to break and fall apart and get fixed until I step in, because I don't want to go through all that, the early stages of a new product. But what we're going to talk about today, and this may be a little shorter one as I'm looking at the agenda here, but who knows? I can find a lot to talk about, some of the simplest things. But we're going to talk about whether you need just simply a social media platform or an actual website, because for years now, at least for the last 10 to 15 years or so, it has been absolutely necessary for a business to have a website, because that's what people would know to do. No longer did people go to the yellow pages and I know the Yellow Page is still around, but it's not as relevant as it was before. People would do a Google search looking for a website that they could go to begin to learn about that person. Because on the website, what businesses would do is they would put their history, they would put their About Us page on there, their blogs. They would put some sample videos and maybe their commercial that they have that runs either on television or on the radio or at the movies. And you would find that on their website. And then from there, it would send them out to social media, right? So you would go to the website first, and then if they had social media, if you wanted to check their social media, you would go to the bottom of the page or somewhere at the top right-hand corner or something and click at and look at their LinkedIn, their Facebook, their Snapchat, their Instagram, Pinterest, whatever it was. You would begin to, Reddit is another one. You would begin to look at the other stuff that they do. If you would go to ours, maybe you would go there and find the podcast. But right now, I'm going to tell you right now, the website is just not, for us, is not where all of our people are. And so that's what we're going to talk about. Why, when you go on to Falco Canine Academy's website, does it not, it's I would say it's kind of dead. Only because I spend so much time in social media, because that's where I found our audience is. People that like dogs, love dogs, do stuff with dogs, like to take pictures of their dogs and videos of their dogs and take selfies with their dogs, and they put it on social media. And so the audience that I'm trying to reach isn't out there looking necessarily for websites right now. Now, they may go to my social media and look for that button that sends them to the website. I still have some older folks that still do that. But I don't even know that many people that go to our Facebook page even start to look to see if there is a website. It just does not seem that is one of the clickable, or the links that gets clicked on quite often, or very often, to explore. Now, again, I know that there's some that do. And I think right now the only entity that uses my website are those trying to sell me how to create my website. Those seem to be the only ones that are interested in my website. When I do the analysis of who's clicking on my website, it's website builders that are clicking on my website. And it could be because I don't do much with it, and so there's not a lot of activity. It doesn't get high priority on Google lists or Bing or what other search engines you're using, because it's not a living, breathing site like it used to be. It is just there, and it's just present. And I do have my own personal website, andy-falco-jimenez, but people that go there are people that I send there so especially people that are in the media can go to find out more about me and who I am, and make sure that I'm going to fit into their television show, their news broadcast, or actually fit onto their stage. And for me, it's easier. That's more of what we would call a one sheet in the form of a website, so that somebody who produces speaking events or television shows or news programs, or even magazines and newspapers, they want to go there and find out if I'm somebody that they want on their episode of whatever it is they're doing, written or audio or video. And so that's the only website that I will occasionally even put something new on, because I want to make sure that it stays current with what it is that I'm doing and who I am and who I do it for. And so I guess so far you can probably tell I'm leaning towards that in regard to dogs and dog training, that being in social media and being active in social media is fairly close to being mandatory. If it's not you, the owner, the trainer, the lead trainer, then maybe you have an intern or somebody that works for you that will actually do it for you. It's so simple, and I don't want you to get overwhelmed by the thought that, now I got to learn how to do this, and what days do I do it? What hours are most effective? How do I schedule an event in Facebook? How do I even do the Snap thing with Snapchat? I mean, what do I do? I don't even know Snapchat that well. I know that Facebook is my place, right? Facebook is where I do a lot of my stuff. I do Facebook Lives. I do special events. I have private groups in Facebook. I have public pages. I have 4 to 6 actual dog public pages and 2 private groups. Do I have more than 2? I might have more than 2. And I use tools that make it easier for me to broadcast in all those environments. So if you want to learn more about that, what I would suggest you do is you go to my Facebook page. It's called the Facebook Live TV Show, and that's where I teach entrepreneurs how to use Facebook to create their own TV show and to do social broadcast and that kind of stuff, streaming broadcast, and you'll learn some there. You might also want to visit my other page called Create It, Launch It, Profit. And that's where I teach people how to create a product online. And one of those is a product that's in a Facebook group. All right. So instead of trying to teach you, and it would be impossible for me to teach you that here in the podcast and in future podcasts, I just want to send you to those two Facebook pages. And I'll put links in the description on for this podcast. That's where you're going to want to go to learn how to do, again, more with Facebook live streaming in the Facebook Live TV show, and then create, launch, your profit in relationship to creating a product. So a training product. I have something called Dog Park Etiquette, where it's a series of videos on how to get more out of your dog and creating a love and respectful relationship through the use of a dog park, which I often tell people, especially in the past, that I'm not a fan of. I'm not a huge fan of dog parks, but if you're using it to train your dog and to create a better relationship with your dog, then if you're doing that and you're purposeful in visiting the dog park, then that's what you do. Now, the reason I bring that up is because I have that as a product that I've created. So it is another avenue that I can either send people to and sell them access, or in a special event, I could give it away as a bonus for joining something else. And so this is where you begin to learn that, dog training is one thing, but there's something you need to know about marketing and how you get people's attention. And sometimes you give something away of value, which would be dog park etiquette. Because I do sell it, it obviously has value and people do buy it. That if I say, hey, if you join this webinar, if you come to this event, I'm going to give you free access to dog park etiquette. Now they have another reason why they should go. Not only do they go to learn whatever it is that's being taught, but they also get something else as a bonus, as a little incentive, as a treat for jumping over the hoop in order to come to my live training. And so I think that's very valuable. And so social media, back to whether you should have a website or social media, it just is much easier to do those things, to move people around through your system, through your profit funnel, through your value ladder, as it's also called, to get them to pay for a $300 group training program, or a $1,500 to $2,000 private training program. If you can give them something free by having it on your Facebook page, for instance, or in Pinterest or in Instagram, because there's ways of doing that. Twitter, you can do some stuff. And that's another one I don't get, and I've never got it, and I probably should. If you know that I do teach from stage and speak on stage about social media, and Twitter is not, it's just not on my radar. I don't understand why people even do it. I go to it because I have one, and I make sure that all my stuff gets shared on there because I know other people do, but I don't understand Twitter and why people even bother. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't compute, but Facebook does. And so, you're going to use one of those platforms to get people started. You're going to begin sharing some valuable information. If you go to Falco Canine Academy's Facebook page, you will see that I do some training that normally most people would charge $100, $200, $300 for. I do it for free to show people that, hey, I'm willing to give you stuff for free. If you like me enough and you get enough value about the things I give to you for free, the likelihood of you paying and buying something else that I do, or for something else that I do, is even higher, because I've already given you enough stuff of value that it's almost like, you know what, you've given me so much stuff. Where can I send you a check for $200, right? Where can I do, where can I write that check so that I can feel better about taking your stuff, right? And so that's, I think, the power of Facebook and social media, is that it makes it easy to do that, and it's also a fun place for people to go. The thing is, you got to understand, is that people spend more time on Facebook now than ever before. There's 2 billion people on Facebook. That's why I talk about Facebook probably more than anything else. And it's at least double the nearest other social media platform. Also, Facebook owns, I think, the top 3 of the top 4 social media platforms. So Facebook has a huge influence. YouTube is another one. So what I do is I repurpose, and that's another word you're going to have to learn is that when you create something once, you're going to want to repurpose it. There's no sense just creating everything once and organically for every platform. What I do is on Facebook, I do a Facebook Live and create that once, and I take the recording of that video and I send it out to YouTube, I send it out to Twitter, I send it to my Dropbox so that I could put it in other platforms like Kajabi, which is a membership platform. That's where you'll find dog park etiquette. And so I use tools that allow me to get it in those other things so I don't have to spend much time doing those other things. It just happens automatically. And so by going to the Facebook Live TV show or Create Launch a Profit, you'll learn about those tools also. And I think it's important for you to at least get started and know a little bit about it and then hand it over to somebody to do it for you. There are people that you can pay that are social media managers. They can work virtually. They can live in other countries, other states, and get the job done for you. Again, I would suggest maybe getting an intern or somebody to help you out that wants to learn how to do it, and get them signed up for my training on either the Facebook Live TV show or Create, Launch, and Profit so that they can learn. Think about your kids. If you are a parent, that your young kids maybe looking for a way to get introduced to this type of work and helping you in the beginning might be the way to do that. You may end up hiring them long term if they do a really good job. Neighbors' kids, friends' kids that just need something to do after school, just again to get them started. And then if they do a good job, then you can start paying them and maybe use that as an incentive for them to get started. And so back to the question of the title in this particular broadcast, social media versus website. I do think you still need to have a website. I would set up a simple website that just has maybe about us, a homepage that shows a couple key things about what it is you do, and maybe some information about what types of programs you have. I normally do not put the prices on the website. I want them to call so that I can actually have voice contact with them, and that way they can get a better feel for why it is that we charge as much as we do. And when they talk to us, they tend to get that more professional understanding of why they would pay more to come to us as opposed to pay less to go to any other place on the planet. And so that phone call is necessary. Even if you're not charging a lot, I would still say call us for prices. Call us for more information about these programs. Or you have them give you their name and email address with a landing page or some type of autoresponder that is on your website that will drop down as they begin to exit, or as when they go to contact us. Something drops down that says, put your name and email address so that we can call you, name and email address and phone number so that we can contact you. And you can even have a scheduler come up. There's all kinds of possibilities, right? I just would not give you them all the information on the website because you really want to make contact with them and call them. So that'd be the website. Again, I wouldn't go too crazy. I wouldn't spend $10,000, $15,000, $25,000 for a website. I know people that do. I know dog trainers that have spent thousands of dollars on their website. And again, it's right now the way things are. It's probably not paying off. That probably is not a good investment right now. Now, you're going to find people that will argue with me. I'm just telling you what my experiences are. My people are on Facebook, and that's all free. The Facebook page is free. The Facebook groups, if you create one, is free. Your personal Facebook page is free. It's all free. There's many tools that are on there that are free. And then if you choose to, you can then pay for ads so that it reaches more people than just who are organically reaching you. All right. Again, I would also look at Pinterest and Instagram. One of our trainers, Gina, she's very active in those platforms and does a really, really good job. People love pictures of their dogs. They love to see dogs in motion, dogs in action. They like to see their dog featured on one of your social media platforms. So I would make sure and do that. LinkedIn is possible, but if you're looking at pet dogs and that kind of stuff, I'd be more apt to be on Facebook. If you're on the professional dog side of things, then maybe LinkedIn is a place you want to be. LinkedIn is an odd duck, and it's interesting to me how some things work and some things don't work. Just when you think it's going to work in LinkedIn, it doesn't, and just when you think that it is not someplace you want to be, that's the very place you need to be. So LinkedIn is another one. I have access to LinkedIn experts that know how to get your LinkedIn put up there. Make sure your LinkedIn profile speaks directly to the people that you want as your customer. or your colleague or whatever it is that you need for your business. All right. So that's the answer to that question. Social media versus website. Website, yes, not as significant as it was before, but definitely social media. Got to be involved in that. You got to. I don't care what business you're in. I don't care what stage of business you're in. You need to have a social media presence to reach people. That's just the way that it is. They're going to expect it. People are going to want to know, hey, what's your Facebook page? What's your Pinterest page? What's your Instagram? They want to know. They're going to know where it is. How do I find you? And you're going to be able to do so much with Facebook. When you want to know more, ask me about 22 Social, Repurpose, all the other things that help me do my social media stuff better. They're great tools. I just don't want to overwhelm you with you thinking that you have to get all these tools. I would just get started with a Facebook page and feel comfortable with it. If you don't already have one for your business, make sure it's a separate page than your personal page. You do not want to use your personal page for your dog training. You'll get more from a page if it is a dedicated page to your business. All right, that is it for this. And make sure and look for the Training the Dog Trainer Journal, which will also have a link in this description. All right, take care, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Falco Canine Dog Talk,
the show that helps you and your dog create a relationship of love and respect.
If you like what you just heard, we hope you'll pass along our web address at www.falcocanineacademy.com.
And like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Falco Canine Academy.
Follow us on twitter.com/Falco Canine Academy.
And subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Falco143.
And remember, if you've got questions for Andy, call the Canine line at 714-798-9961. That's 714-798-9961.
This is a production of Falco Enterprises Incorporated. All rights reserved.